Thanks for joining me. I'm Rick Bosley. This is Leadership Insights, and today we're doing a deep dive with the Director of Sales of our team, the Bosley team with Darian Washington. Because if someone else geeks out over numbers, I'm not sure I'm going to choose many other people besides you, Darian.
I love that.
We've had a lot of just fun side bets of what we think and what we predict the market will do, and overall, we're pretty similar in the predictions, not been far off. So our goal here, if you're listening or you're watching this, is we're going to give you an insight of what do the numbers tell us. Every number has a story. A number is simply just a metric on a scoreboard on a line.
For sure.
Two numbers then create a relationship. Percentages, ratios, metrics. That will tell a story with insights. And those insights give us direction to make change, to make decisions. You mentioned in our little teaser there that women lie, men lie, and numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
So buying and selling a house can be very emotional, and the goal is to take the emotion out of it, look at the data. And so what we've got here, it's right from our board, the Orlando Regional Realtors Association. It's a state of the market, and it gives us a snapshot of the last 18 months. And we're looking at the interest rate, we're looking at inventory, new listings that hit the market, new contracts that went off the market, the total number of pending, the expired and withdrawn, so houses that didn't sell but left the market, what's closed and what stays in the market. So what I'd like to do is just really share with the audience what's the story, what are the insights, and what is the crystal ball look like.
Awesome.
As I said, crystal ball, we sat in on a leadership call with Brian Buffini a couple weeks back. What was interesting there that really stood out to me is the average first-time home buyer age has increased.
Yeah, that was a shocker.
The average age of the first-time home buyer is 40 years old right now.
Yeah.
So if your son or daughter is still living in the basement, we don't have basements in Florida, and they're in their 30s, give them time because they're still able to beat the curve.
For sure.
What do you think has changed so much that even in the past 4, 5, 6 years, it went from 33 to 40? That's a big jump.
I genuinely think it's the affordability. Yeah. Affordability, inflation, wages keeping up with inflation. I think all of that factors into, can that 29-year-old, fresh 2 years into their career, out of college, afford to buy?
So what do you tell that 29-year-old now, or what do you tell the parent of that 29-year-old now to not become a statistic, but to beat the odds?
It's all about strategy, and let's not wait because, although we've seen the market do the roller coaster, when we look at it year over year, we're still up. So it's not.
We're still seeing those trends.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think the reason that affordability has been such a shell shock in the past 5 years is a couple of things happen. And I'm going to go back before I go forward. When the COVID happened in 2020 and 2021, our market was due for this dip we're seeing now. Because we had 10 to 11 years of consistent growth, because 2010 was the bottom of the mark. And so from 2010 to 2022, really, decline. Had 12 consecutive years. The market's supposed to shift every 7 to 10. We were due. Well, when the world shuts down and the economy is fragile and manufacturing stops and the workforce gets let off and all these things are happening, the government essentially has to overstimulate the economy. And you've got kids, and they spend time with their grandparents, your parents, or your in-laws. And the old grandparent thing is when you're watching the grandkids, you can feed them the sugar, which overstimulates them, which keeps them up later, a little more hyper, a little more erratic, until the eventual crash happens. So we were overstimulated when we were due. And then money was essentially free or felt free.
Felt it,
which then kept surging it forward. Then we corrected the interest rates by getting back to 6 and 7. I didn't mean to say it that way.
6, 7.
But I did. You can tell we've got the kids, right? So, and that's when the competition from 2019, 20, 21, 22 made the prices go up 15, 20%. But it still was okay because money was cheap. Well, the prices didn't drop because the demand was still there. When the interest rates went back to quote unquote normal, but we just saw a 20% bump in price, all of a sudden those two things compounded into affordability. And when we look at that pattern, that's one of the reasons why the average home buyer now is a little bit shell shocked because their wages did not correct with
Keep up, yeah.
the prices or that affordability. The average age of the home seller, remember what that is? So it's mid 60s.
60,
64,
65.
64, 65.
Yep.
The boomers is the baby boomers, the large generation. And over the next 10 years, we will see the generation of transferring of
The
wealth.
wealth transfer, yep.
It's a massive wealth transfer right now. Multi-generational homes are becoming
the thing
in demand
sure.
for the 40-year-old who wants to buy with the aging parents, or for the 50-year-old who wants to buy with the young parents. I think it's easier to share and buy a house when you're doing it for your parents than it is to stay in the house
with your
because it's just, I don't know if it's pride or just standing on your own 2 feet, but I bought a house and my parents live with me, or I still live with
my parents.
Them. So I think an interesting thing is talking to the generations where maybe the aging baby boomers who don't need that large house do want to downsize. But you go, well, rather than going separate, what if we could share it?
Yep.
Because the squeeze of affordability is happening everywhere, from childcare to food, and if you can consolidate resources, everything's a little bit easier there.
Yeah.
We've got a couple multi-generational homes kind of on our pipeline.
Yeah.
We can't talk about them officially because there's rules and regulations, so no addresses here. But you can give me the vague picture. What's this multi-generational one you have coming up?
Yeah, so we have one. It's a beautiful single family downstairs, and then the in-law suite is on the second story. And that in-law suite in itself has a full living room, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it's its own little world.
Was it built that way by the builder, or was that after?
That one was a custom build.
Okay.
It was built that way.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other one that's our best kept secret until it's not a secret anymore.
Right.
That one was a single family home, just super large. It had extra space, and they just used their creativity, and they built the wall, and the main house is a 4-2, and the guest house is a 2-1. And it's not a guest house because it's connected right at the dining room.
It's a wing.
It's a wing, yeah. There's the door right from the dining room into it, and it has a full kitchen, full living room, full stove, refrigerator, washer, dryer. It's
separate dwelling.
100%.
Well, separate livable space. Same dwelling, because the footprint, you didn't have to change permits because you didn't change the structure. You didn't add a separate dwelling. You didn't do anything else out there. My wife and I built a house with Pulte back in 2016.
Okay.
We've since moved out of it, but we built it, and it was the garden side single story.
Okay.
And what I'm sharing there, it was a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,600 square feet.
Okay.
So why is that relevant? Beautiful elevation, beautiful landscape, Pulte-built homes, and on the left side, when you walk in the foyer, was a massive office. Not one of the bedrooms, a massive office was right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then right behind that was the owner's suite. So if you kept going in, you saw the great room, but the left side, it was this oversized, massive owner's suite with bathroom, with 2 walk-in closets that you could probably put a double bed in. Like, it was such a massive use of space. My wife and I going, why did we have 1,200 square feet dedicated to our owner's suite? And it was just what was being built. And as you described that one, it was the entire left 1/3 of the house that you could have easily, instead of walking into an office, you could have easily walked into a separate area.
100%.
We already had plumbing there through the bathroom. So instead of having a, 200 square foot, 20 by 10 bathroom, you convert that into the laundry, and then you've got a bedroom and then a kitchenette instead of one of your massive. And so just even that floor plan can look a little bit different of going, maybe you don't need to go out and find the apartment above the house or the separate dwelling with the 1-1 in the back of the property. You can just look at a big footprint and play adult Legos and go make it happen.
Adult Legos, I like that.
Adult Legos. And when we remodeled our house we moved into, is when I learned it's just a bunch of drywall and lumber. I mean, once you know where the load-bearing walls are, find your plumbing, figure out your route, and it's adult Legos. And you can just use your imagination.
That's essentially what they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. They put the mini washer dryer. I think it's called a European style.
Okay.
So it's
stackable?
No, they're side by side, but they're really small.
Okay.
They're really small. It's like Legos.
Yeah. And then when you look at some of the living space in these RVs and these fifth wheels, Like, just go to Camping World if you
Mhm.
want to learn how to make use of small space very practically.
Yeah.
It's wild. Okay, that was a little bit of a tangent, but it talks about the buyer and the seller profile. And maybe you need multi-generational or to solve your problems. Let us go play Legos with you.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I learned it's not Legos; it's actually Lego bricks. A Lego is like you can't pluralize Lego. Did you know that?
I did not.
So it's not Legos; it's Lego bricks. Lego is just Lego.
Fair.
You're welcome.
Fun fact.
All right, brother. So if we were to run down this, inventory is up about 1,000 year over year, about 8%, but it's down 500 just in the past month.
Yeah.
So what do you chalk that up to?
I see that as holidays coming around.
Yeah.
People said, all right, after Thanksgiving, if we don't sell it, we're taking it off the market until New Year.
So seasonality is feeling, and that's what we predicted months ago. Was this will be the first. The traffic jam from COVID is cleared. This will be true seasonality, and we're seeing November, December. No one wants to list in the middle of packing. We've got a listing coming up, and they're moving, and they know they're moving. And he says we'll be out of the 28th, and we can do. And I was like, it's the holidays. You're packing. You've got 2 young kids. Do you want to do this now? And he's like, oh, please no. I was like, then go move.
Yep.
Go take care of life.
Yep.
Leave me the keys. We actually have a contractor out there today doing the exterior stuff. New roof, new paint while they're packing. They're gone the 28th, and we go interior, new paint, new HVAC.
Love that.
Clean. And by January 8th, we're going live with a beautifully refurbished, refreshed house.
There we go.
And they didn't have to deal with showings during Christmas, during moving, during life.
Yeah.
Working from home, homeschooling kids. Forget about it.
Yeah. Sounds like a not so ideal situation.
Well, and I think that's what seasonality kicks in, is people who need to sell will still sell. People who want to sell will wait until it's more convenient.
For sure.
You had a listing recently, and he was looking at his own data, or maybe reading Chat GPT's data.
He sure did.
And he told you, I don't know if we're allowed to say it, because
go for it.
Okay. He felt, based on what he was seeing, we're going to wait and we're going to list in March because I'll make more money in March. And men lie, women lie. Apparently, Chat GPT hallucinates. It doesn't lie, but sometimes it hallucinates because it wants to make you proud. AI is like a golden retriever. It just wants to make you happy. So it's like
validates you.
It's just like, yes, you're so smart. But like, no. We'll do a different AI clip later, but
we got the numbers.
But you found different numbers. What did your numbers tell?
So when we looked at the numbers, and I mean, of course, it's all about these charts and these stats, and we have the charts and numbers here provided to us. When we looked at the numbers, it showed a spike in buyers in January and February. It also showed a spike in contracts. And when we looked at the biggest metric was him netting more money, getting a higher price offer. And when we looked at it, we looked at the past 3 years for January, and we looked at the past 3 years for March, April, May, and that June, spring era. And January yielded higher contract prices than March did. And ChatGPT said the opposite.
Oh, well, and so it's all about the prompts, right? Not to go down the AI wormhole real quick, but most AI, if you just say, what do you think, its data is from 2024 still. You actually have to give it new data or give it resources or tell it to go research or cite your work or show your work. I've got a very weird analogy that popped in my head. I want to share it with you because this is kind of just that format. There's a show called Bar Takeover, a restaurant.
Bar Rescue?
Bar Rescue. Yep. Okay. I maybe watched 3 episodes total. This is one of them.
Okay.
Bar Rescue. They're out at Arizona State University. And it was this like punk rock grunge bar that was going down.
Okay.
So Bar Rescue came in and they're like, what are we doing with this? This is Arizona University, Arizona State.
Yeah. One of the largest colleges in the country.
And so the punk rock's gone, dark is gone. It's welcoming. It's nice. It's inviting. And we are going to cater. And we're going to give ladies drink free until, and all these things will be comfortable. It's going to be cozy. It's going to be clean. It's going to be refreshing. And the owner, who didn't have this vision for this bar, was reminded of going, because if you bring the college ladies, then the college guys will follow. But when you had a bar that brought the college punk rockers, it didn't bring the other clientele.
It didn't bring the other, yeah.
That popped in my mind because in January, inventory won't surge quite yet.
Nope.
because other people are chat GPTing when to put their house for sale. Buyers will surge.
100%.
And that will create an artificial, not even artificial, a real, but a short-term demand.
For sure.
It will create a spike in demand, and all of a sudden, when those magical words of highest and best come out, then buyers put their best foot forward.
Correct.
And then the buyers will maintain, well, that surge will kind of chill out a little bit because everyone's putting their best foot forward. There still will be the seasonal demand.
Yep.
And then all the sellers start to pick up, and then it starts to becoming a little more seller heavy. So then the buyers start getting more deals again. And the buyers and sellers kind of do this inadvertent tango two-step dance.
Yeah.
And what we're going to see in January is the buyers coming out and leading the dance.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the sellers get to be the beneficiary of that.
Absolutely.
Of that lead.
Yeah. So, and to that property will be going live mid-January.
The multi-generational one.
No, the one where.
Oh, the one who said, how about March? You said, how about January? And he
said
March. January it is. Because numbers don't lie.
He said, show me the stats. I said, will do.
Good stuff. I'm excited. We've had an amazing year. We've had an amazing growth.
Yes.
You're now director of sales, still leading the clubhouse in terms of the hustle and the conversion and working with the clients, but now you're leading others and inspiring others. That's been your background since you were 16,
Correct.
Running a martial arts studio with your father. So we always knew you'd get here. What excites you the most about 2026?
Rising tides lift all boats, and it's being in the role as director of sales allows me to, and gives me the responsibility, but also allows me to help others without feel like I'm intruding in their space. Now it's expected from me, and I love that expectation because I want to see everyone win. That's just, it's fun.
And we're all going to win together. Iron sharpens iron. You're leading by modeling, by doing, and I love that. The vision just continues to build, and I think even 4 and 5 years ago, I didn't expect to see what I see now with the opportunities that come, and 4 and 5 years from now, I don't think we could describe what's potential for us. So great stuff. Thank you for listening. I'm Rick Bosley. This is Darian Washington, my partner with the Bosley team. You're listening to Leadership Insight, so if you like the content, sometimes it's about real estate. We do have a series coming up where I interview my 3 kids, my 7, 9, and 10-year-old, and I talk to them about their experiences as kids and ball players, but we relate it to how does that apply to the adult world of sales and tenacity and adversity and overcoming that. So this isn't just a real estate podcast. This is a leadership and wisdom of how we're blending entrepreneurship, real estate, numbers, facts, being a dad, being a husband, and living the best life.
Yeah, life by design.
Right on. Thanks for listening, everyone. Take care.
Hey, Rick, before we go, I wanted to talk about an article that I saw. And it talked about 2026, where rates are expected to come down. And it went into, there's going to be a housing crisis. And now it was, it got
crisis. Alert.
And I said, what in the world is this crisis?
Yeah.
And it mentioned about a shortage of inventory. Now, you and I both know in Central Florida, we don't have a shortage of inventory.
Okay.
But it was talking on a national level. And I think that it's important for, those who are seeking advice and that information to understand that those headlines may not apply to us here in Central Florida because, I personally know people in Pennsylvania. I know people in Ohio, realtors who they're still waiving inspections, paying over asking, multiple offers because they don't have enough inventory.
It's interesting you say that. A couple of things came to mind when foreclosures and short sales were taking the market by storm. It was mainly Orlando, Las Vegas, parts of Arizona, very tropical destination areas. We were 1 to 2 years ahead of the market. And so I think we are the trendsetters. Not only are we a tax-friendly state, we're a vacation-friendly state, we're a second home-friendly state. So when people have money, they come to Florida.
For sure.
Right? And if they want to get it, why'd you come, right? For the weather?
Yeah.
For life. You're like, we're moving, we're moving south.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
we will lead that. I think it's really good insight and advice of going careful of your headlines. Just like we mentioned, AI show your work. Who wrote the article?
Yeah.
Is it a real estate professional or is it someone who then did their own chat or AI or something? So hyperlocal versus macro, it's context. Ask us questions. If it's hyperlocal, is this true? Show your work. Where's the source? Just like when you and I used to be in grade school, we didn't have computers, right?
Yeah.
We had to cite our sources and encyclopedias, everything else out there. No, great insight there because a shortage, I think it's all relative. inventory, we're still saying at that 6. That's a beautifully balanced market, and we'll see little waves where it drops and little waves where it spans, and that's where we're going to be over the next couple of years.
Yep, because with lower rates brings that affordability, brings back the buyers. So these headlines are saying shortage, inventory shortage, and I don't think that's us.
So fake news. You call that a cap?
I would say
that's
fake
what kids
news.
would say. Okay, not quite cap, but fake news.
Fake news.
All
Yeah.
right.